Hi guys, I hope that you're all having a fabulous day. Welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to share my handbag wish list and also talk a little bit about purse piece. So I hope that you enjoy this video. If you do, make sure and give it a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's get started, shall we? At any given time, I've had anywhere from 10 to 15 to 20 handbags on my wish list. And whenever I would film a handbag wish list video, I would always end up sharing my top 10. However, this time it's going to be a little bit different because I currently have 3 handbags on my wish list. I did have 5, but I have since added 2, those being the Chanel Coco handle and the Chanel Vanity to my collection. Now I'm sure some of you guys are probably thinking, really? More bags? How many bags does one person need? I completely understand that, and in all honesty, we really only need 1 handbag. But the way that I see it, for someone like myself that is a handbag lover, to go from the 20 that I had at one point down to 3, I think that's pretty cool, and I'm really excited about the ones that I do have on my list, and I really feel that they will end up working out for my lifestyle. Now, the reason why I ended up downsizing, or what kind of kickstarted this whole thing, was because earlier this year I had purchased a handbag that has been on my wish list for quite some time, and I've wanted it forever and a day. That being the Louis Vuitton Berkeley and the Demi Azur. Now that bag, like I said, I'd wanted it forever and a day. I purchased it in January, and by March, I no longer had it. So it kind of opened my eyes to how I view the bags on my wish list. And I wondered if sometimes I end up building a handbag so much in my head and I'm so excited about it that in a way it kind of clouds the red flags that it has for myself. It clouds the red flags that I would normally end up seeing that I know wouldn't end up working out for me, but it might sound a little extreme, all right? But I'm so infatuated with it that I don't see those red flags and I only think of, oh my gosh, it's this, oh my gosh, it's that, you know? And of course, no one really knows how a handbag is going to work out for them until they physically have it in their hands and until they end up using it, right? But at the same time, I felt like I had so many bags on my list that I've had for years, and I would go into boutiques and try them on, and I would be dead set on adding it to my collection and buying it and walking out with it, that 9 times out of 10, I didn't end up buying it. And even though I was so excited about it, I'd try it on, I'd leave the boutique without it, and yet I'd still end up leaving it on my wish list. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there are bags that I put on the wish list that I took off, put back on, put back off. They ended up changing where they were on the list. But for the most part, even the ones that I would try on, like I said before, and that I wouldn't walk out with, I still left them on there. So it might sound so silly, but I sat down and I really asked myself, okay, go down the list of the wish list. Why do I want this bag? How long have I been talking about it? How many times have I tried it on? Why haven't I added it to my collection? Like I said, it might sound ridiculous, the fact that I had to ask myself these questions, but I think that I think it worked. I think it helped because, like I said before, I'm really happy with the list that I have now. So I didn't mean to make this part like super long, but I just wanted to share my thought process with you and what caused everything to go from the 20 that I had, like I said before, down to the 5 or the 3 that I currently have. One other thing that I wanted to mention is that I am in no hurry to add any of these handbags to my collection. I have talked about this in the last couple of videos that I really do need to pump the brakes on handbags as well as small leather goods. I've gotten carried away these last couple of months or this past year, so I am in no hurry to add them to my collection. And I did talk to a few people on Instagram, and they had mentioned that if I really want a bag, I should go for it now before it ends up increasing in price and things like that. And as great as that would be, if I don't have the funds to add a handbag to my collection, I won't end up doing it. And should any of these bags that I'm about to share with you end up increasing in price, so be it. If I have the economic possibility to add them to my collection, I will. If I don't, then they'll just be bags that I end up appreciating from afar. And some of these I might be able to go on the pre-loved market. However, on one of these in particular, it's actually more expensive on the pre-loved market than it is retail, and I'm definitely not going to do that. So I'm not really one that falls for FOMO or goes for FOMO, whatever it is, which of course stands for fear of missing out. If, like I said before, if it ends up increasing in price, it ends up increasing in price, and it'll just be a bag that I can appreciate from afar. Yeah, I am definitely in no hurry to add any of them. And this is not me bashing on anybody that does something different than what I do. This is just the way that I have always kind of tackled luxury goods. I don't want to go into debt for a handbag. I won't charge a handbag just for the sake of adding it to my collection or anything like that. Unless I have the funds, there's no way it's going to go up on that shelf. But again, this is just the way that I view it and the way that I end up tackling luxury goods, as I said before. All right, now for the handbags. My goodness, that was the longest intro ever, right? Okay, so let's start off at number one. The number one bag that I have on my wish list is the Chanel Trendy CC in the size small. I think this bag is absolutely beautiful. I have always been such a big fan. There were a couple years when I took it off, but I have since added it back to the wish list, I think for like a year and a half now. And I think it is a beautiful, beautiful bag. I have thought about going for it in the chevron detail, but in all honesty, I do end up leaning more towards the quilted detail. And as far as colors go, I would like this. If I went for a chevron, I would want it in red. Now, reds are a little tricky, I think, when it comes to Chanel because, of course, it depends on the season. Some seasons, the reds have too much of an orange undertone, and other times, like if I'm looking for a burgundy, it has a little too much brown. It has to be, like in my mind, I have I have this red that I think would end up working out fabulously, of course, with the champagne gold hardware. But let's be honest. I love this bag in black. This bag in black looks amazing. I'm sure some of you guys are rolling your eyes. Oh my God, here we go with another black bag. I think it looks amazing in the black quilted lambskin leather with a champagne gold hardware. Stunning, stunning bag. And I know that I believe it was a few years ago, they ended up changing a detail on it. So before, the Trendy CC did have the removable shoulder strap, and now you can end up removing the shoulder strap, which I personally like. But I think it is a beautiful bag. And in black, in black lambskin, it looks incredible. And you know how I feel about black bags. To me, there are no two black bags that look alike. That to me is like someone saying that every black shoe is exactly the same. They are not. They are all worlds apart. It might have a different detail or the hardware or this or that. That just gives them such a difference, you know. It's not just another black bag, so I don't see it that way. But in black, I think it would look incredible. These bags seem like they are impossible to find, and when they do end up releasing them, they're sold before they hit the floor, and the wait list on them, oh my goodness, the wait list is insane. I am on a couple lists myself, so who knows when I will be able to add this handbag to my collection, but I think it is absolutely beautiful. I love the structure of it. I love the compartments that it has. I love the versatility. I'm a huge fan of the lambskin. I'm definitely not afraid of lambskin as I used to be back in the day. But there's just something about the bag, and that gold bar that it has. Oh man, the gold bar, I think just gives it just the right amount of oomph. You know what I mean? I know some people have said that the gold bar is prone to scratching, of course, especially because of the chain might end up scratching on there. But even with that, I still think it is an unbelievably beautiful bag. So the Trendy CC, as much as I would like it in the red chevron, my heart definitely sings for the black, quilted. The Trendy CC is the one that I was talking about, is more expensive on the pre-loved market than it is retail, and I think it's because of what I had mentioned previously. It's very difficult to find that handbag in the boutiques. All right, so moving on to handbag number two. Handbag number two, I don't have a specific fashion house in mind. All I can tell you is that I would like to add a white leather handbag with gold hardware to my collection. And I'm really open to the fashion house because I feel like when I see it, I'll know it. And I really thought that the Coach Tabby Top Handle 20 That is such a tongue twister. I really thought that that bag would end up giving me the fix that I needed for a white handbag, but it didn't end up working out that way. Nope. If anything, it really fueled my desire for a luxury white handbag. I don't know what it is about white handbags. I think that they are insanely beautiful. I am like a moth to the flame. You guys know this. You guys know what happened with the whole Kiko handle. I really liked the white, but my heart didn't sing for it. So that's why I said I don't have a specific fashion house in mind, because I feel like when I see it, when I see that combo, oh yeah, I'm definitely going to know it. I feel like it's going to speak to me. I feel like, I don't know, the clouds are gonna open up and angels are gonna sing. I don't know. But all I know is that I haven't felt that yet when it comes to any white bag, any white leather handbag with gold hardware that I have seen out there. But I'm sure it's gonna happen. I have thought about going for a vintage Chanel classic flap with the white lambskin and the 24 karat gold plated hardware. I think that would look amazing. But the times that I have looked on the pre-loved market, either the condition is completely off or the price point is out of this world. And you guys know, I also kind of draw a line when it comes to the price point, you know, because I don't want to baby the white bag. I don't want to worry about it. I don't want to treat it. I don't want to do anything like that. I just want to be able to use it. But I also don't want to shell out like $8,000, you know, and have it, knowing my luck, have it get color transfer like the very first day that I end up using it. I'm not down for that either. But like I said, I know it. I know it'll happen. When it happens, if it happens, I'll know that bag. I'll know it when I see it, and I think it's just going to be like, this is the white bag for you. This is the luxury bag, the luxury white bag that you were looking for. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting too carried away with it, but a white handbag, I think would be amazing to add to my collection. All right, so that leads me to handbag number 3. Now, handbag number 3, I am not too fond of this fashion house for a few different reasons, which we will not get into because this is not the video for it. But I cannot deny their craftsmanship nor their colors. And I am talking about the Hermes Garden Party. I have had the Hermes Garden Party on my wish list for a few years, and I think it is a beautiful, beautiful bag. You guys know that while I do like top handles and while I do like trendy handbags, nothing makes my heart sing louder than a tote. I am a tote girl. I will be a tote girl until the end of all time. There is just something about being able to carry everything with me and the kitchen sink. Maybe it's because I'm a pack rat, I don't know. That makes me so unbelievably happy. But the Hermes Garden Party, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful bag. I have thought about going for it in the size 36, but I think that the size 36 is just a tad too big for what I'm looking for. In the past, I have tried on the 30, and the 30 really ends up working out a lot better for, you know, for what I'm looking for in a tote. And a few years ago, I almost ended up getting the rose purple. I love that color. I did end up getting a Calvi in the rose purple, but I opted against it really because I don't see myself incorporating that color too often into my wardrobe. So I think I would struggle with it just because I don't know. I felt like I wouldn't be able to incorporate it as much as I would want to. So there are 2 colors that I would like to add the Garden Party in. The first one being a red. No surprise there. I think that a red Garden Party would look amazing. Of course, Hermes does have a range of different reds, and I'm not sure exactly which one I would like to go for just yet, but all I know is that a red would look beautiful. I also would like this bag. I would like it in a green. I know that might end up surprising some of you guys because for the most part, I end up sticking to the pinks and the reds, but a green Garden Party I think would look amazing. And I do have a specific color in mind, which I haven't seen in quite some time. I've looked everywhere on the pre-loved market and to no avail, but the green that I am talking about is the color Bamboo. This green, if you guys have seen it in real life, it is just unbelievably gorgeous. It's not dark and it's not too bright. In my opinion, it's like the perfect green. So I think that the garden party in the bamboo would look fantastic, but again, either the green or the red, there's just something about either of those two colors that I think would look beautiful in that silhouette. I love the garden party for a few different reasons, not only because it's a tote, but also because it is so incredibly simple. I think that simplicity speaks volumes when it comes to handbags. I'm not too fond of bells and whistles, don't get me wrong. There are some handbags that I have that have a lot going on, which is great. It adds versatility to them. But at the same time, I like a handbag that just is so simple that its beauty just speaks volumes, and it doesn't have to have all of the extra add-ons or anything like that. So the garden party definitely has that. And another thing that I'm really fond of is the fact that it doesn't come with a top zip closure. Now I know that usually when it comes to totes, that might be an appeal for some people for a tote to have a top zip closure, because it gives you a little bit more peace of mind. It gives you the added security for your items inside. But for me personally, with the totes that I do have that have any type of zip closure, I don't use them. If ever, you know, I don't really end up using the top zip closure. I just like to have them completely open. So the fact that the garden party has that is definitely something that that I find very attractive in a tote, or very appealing in a tote. But I think it's a beautiful, beautiful bag. And like I said, the craftsmanship, the colors that it's available in, and the simplicity of it just being a tote, I think is absolutely incredible when it comes to that bag. But those are the 3 bags that I would like to add to my collection, and I don't think any of them surprised you guys. Well, maybe the green garden party might have thrown some of you for a loop, but I'm really happy with how I ended up streamlining the wish list. And these bags are, you know, I'm really excited to add them whenever that might end up happening. Like I said in the past, I'm not really in a rush to add them. If they do become available, they do become available. If not, then so be it. I'll end up just appreciating them from afar. But that kind of leads me to purse piece. I know that I've talked about this a few times on Instagram with the Q&As and whatnot. Do I believe in purse piece? I absolutely believe in purse piece. I think that for the people that have acquired purse piece, I am extremely happy and I'm extremely excited for them. Do I think that I would end up having purse piece? I don't think so. I don't think so. And the only reason I say that is because my love for handbags, like I said in the beginning of the video, my love for handbags, I mean, it's deep rooted, deep rooted. And I have always loved handbags. I think I will always love handbags, and I would always want to add something else to my collection. I more so tend to look at it as wish list piece. After these 3 bags, if I end up getting these 3 bags, I don't really see myself going crazy and adding this and adding that or anything like that. I'm not saying that there won't be a bag out there that ends up catching my eye that I really like that I decide to go for. Because if I said after these 3 bags, I'll have purse piece, not only would I be lying to you, I'd be lying to myself, because I don't really see that happening. At least at this point in time, as I'm filming this video, I don't see that happening. So why would I want to sit there and say, yeah, after these 3, I'm going to have purse piece? I really don't feel that that's going to happen for me. And that's okay. I'm not sitting there thinking that I'm going to get 20 more bags and I'm going to add all these to the wish list. No, after the 3 are done, I'm not actively looking for anything. I'm not going out of my way to look for anything. I'm not going out of my way to research a handbag and do the whole process of what it comes to add them to a wish list and how I feel about them. No, it'll just be like, okay, if I see a bag, I like it. If I have the possibility to go for it, I'll end up going for it. But yeah, I'm like I said before, I felt like I really streamlined what it is that I wanted, and I was really honest with myself as to why I want to add these to my collection and how I feel that they'll end up working out for me in the long run. But purse piece, I think it's amazing. And for anybody that has purse piece, I am so excited for you. But I really don't think that I'm going to be one of those people, you know, and I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. I can't. There's no way. It sounds great in theory to say after these bags, I will never buy another bag ever again. That sounds so, I don't know. I mean, I've had bags since I was a kid. Of course, they weren't luxury bags, all right? They weren't luxury bags. But yeah, it's something that I enjoy. It's definitely a hobby that I enjoy and I have enjoyed for a long, long time. I'm just not going to get as crazy as I used to. I'm definitely not as crazy as I used to. When I was buying just to buy, you guys know my whole speech on that. You know, so I feel like I've almost come full circle to the point of what adding a handbag means to me. I don't know. I think everybody's going to view it differently. It's definitely all about personal preference. There's nothing wrong with having 50 handbags on your wish list or with having 5 handbags on your wish list. There is no right or wrong when it comes to your collection and how you feel about something. You know, it's all a matter of what makes you happy. And if having those 50 handbags on your wish list makes you happy, then so be it. If having none and being at purse piece makes you happy, then that's amazing. But everybody is going to feel different when it comes to their collection, you know. But yeah, I'm I'm really excited. I'm really happy with how everything turned out, and some of those bags, like the Lady Dior. I talked about that bag. I think every year that I did a handbag wishlist video, I talked about it and how amazing it was. I must have gone into the boutique, no joke, probably 15 times to get that bag, and I never once walked out with it. You know, it's like, okay, why am I so obsessed with this bag to add it to my collection? But obviously I'm not obsessed with it enough to actually go through with buying it, you know. So I don't know, now I'm rambling, but that does it for my handbag wish list video. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope I was able to give you, I don't know, a little bit of food for thought, if you will, when it comes to how I view my handbags and my wish list. But what about you guys? How do you feel about purse piece? Do you believe in it? Do you see it in the cards for yourself? Or do you think that you're more along the lines of the wish list piece the way that I am? Let us know in the comment section down below. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure and give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already and you would like to, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you guys later. And as always, make it a fabulous day or not, the choice is yours. Have a great day.